Hello everyone, this is Dr. Chandana Lakshmi, Professor, AU College of Engineering Autonomous from Andhra University. Today I am going to give you a brief introduction about the biodegradation of phenol. We have lots and lots of pollutants being released from the industries. Because of these pollutants, what is happening? There is a lot of damage to the environment. Before urbanization also there were industries. What happened now? After urbanization there is an increase in the population. In order to meet the demands of the people, we are going to increase the number of industries day by day. The same effluents are being released before in urbanization and also after urbanization. But what happens, as the pollutants are being released, the concentration of these pollutants in the air, water and in the soil is being increased. So these compounds whose concentration is increasing day by day is unable to remove or degradable by the nature. So what is happening here? The concentration is increasing. So these compounds whose concentration is being increasing were unable to be removed or biodegradable. So these compounds are termed as a recalcitrant compounds. So that these the compounds, the pollutants whose concentrations are increasing day by day. So what is now what we have to do? The nature is unable to do that is the nature is unable to remove these pollutants. They are becoming day by day as persistent compounds. So these compounds or these pollutants has to be removed. The Environmental Protection Agency, that is nothing but the EPA, has identified 23 pollutants which has become very hazardous in the nature. Among these 23 pollutants, I have chosen phenol, which is also a primary pollutant, which is damaging a lot to the environment, both the air, water and also the soil. This phenol is being released or by the industries like dyeing industry, textile industry, varnish industry, paper and pulp and also the steel industries. So what is happening here? This is being as a recalcitrant compound. So this has to be removed. This is unable to be removed by the nature. So this compound has to be removed by us itself. So we have certain physical and chemical methods for the reduction, for the removal of this phenol. But unfortunately we have certain disadvantages. That is nothing but while removing these phenol, there is again a secondary product or the secondary pollutant which again has to be removed from the environment, which again causes a very great, this secondary pollutant also causes a very great hazard to the environment. And not only that, this phenol is also a compound which has to be removed because of its concentration. Both the flora and the fauna and also the animals and also the human beings are suffering. They have certain acute and also the chronic effects, like sometimes it may also lead to death. So this pollutant has to be removed by any of the methods, like physiochemical methods or the biological method. But this physiochemical method, we have a certain disadvantage, like the temperature and the pressure are at very high conditions. So it is a very cost effective method. And not only that, it is also for producing a secondary product which again has to go with another method. So it is again a costlier method. When we go and as an alternative of this physiochemical method, there is a biodegradable method. This biodegradation, as the term indicates, bio, that is nothing but by using the life we are going to degrade this phenol. So in this biodegradation method, what is happening? We are using certain microorganism and degrading the pollutants. Here it is phenol. In this microorganism, there are certain microorganisms like bacteria, fungi and actinomycetes. Among these, we can choose anything depending upon the efficiency, whether it may be bacteria or fungi. When again going with the comparison with the bacteria and fungi also, the bacteria is more effective when compared to that of the fungi. In this bacteria also, the Pseudomonas species is highly efficient for the degradation of phenol. Thank you.